In the quiet town of Whispering Pines, there existed a legend about a monstrous entity residing in the depths of the nearby lake, Lake Chthonian. Residents spoke of strange noises at night, the water rippling unnaturally, and missing people over the decades. On a gloomy afternoon, a city slicker named Mark moved into the town. An adventurous soul, he dismissed the lake tales as mere superstitions. Intrigued by the untouched beauty of Lake Chthonian, he decided to explore it the next day. Armed with a kayak and his brave heart, Mark set sail on the peaceful lake, the silence around him only occasionally interrupted by distant bird calls. The placid lake had an eerie beauty, its surface acting as a perfect mirror for the cloud-draped skies above. Suddenly, Mark noticed an odd shadow under the water, too enormous to be any ordinary lake creature. An inexplicable chill ran down his spine. He remembered the old stories, but shrugged them off as the product of overactive imagination. Without warning, the kayak lurked to one side, as if something colossal had brushed against it. Mark gasped, his heart pounding in his chest. He saw a gigantic silhouette rising from the depths, its gigantic scaly shape shadowing his kayak. The lake, that was just a minute ago serene, was now churning wildly. Terror-stricken, Mark tried to paddle away, but the creature surfaced with a deafening roar, its enormous snaking body towering over him. It had piercing, fiery eyes and a mouth teeming with razor-sharp teeth, enough to swallow a man whole. In the face of the ancient monster, Mark's bravado crumbled. He was a plaything in the hands of this lake leviathan. He screamed, hoping someone would hear him over the roaring winds and the thrashing waters. Suddenly, a burst of adrenaline ignited within him. He dove into the chilling water, swimming desperately towards the shore. The beast roared, causing the water around Mark to churn violently. He was being pulled back towards the monster by a force stronger than the lake's currents. Pushing himself harder than ever, Mark made it to the shallow waters. With one last surge of energy, he crawled onto the rocky shore, gasping for breath. He glanced back, half expecting the beast to follow, but it had disappeared. Only the tumultuous waters were a testament to its terrifying presence. He stumbled back into town, drenched and shivering, a living testament to the horrifying truth of Lake Chthonian's monster. From then on, the town's warning about the lake took a bone-chilling, deadly serious tone. Lake Chthonian was no longer a beautiful enigma, but a watery grave, housing a dreadful beast beneath its deceptive tranquility. The residents of Whispering Pines knew now. Their tales were not mere myths, but a terrible reality lurking beneath the surface of their everyday life. Once upon a time, in the tranquil town of Willowbrook, nestled deep within the heart of a dense forest, there was a mysterious lake known as Blackwater. The townsfolk spoke of its enchanting beauty and captivating charm, but they also whispered tales of a horrifying creature lurking beneath its dark and murky depths. Generations of locals had passed down the eerie legend of the lake monster, a behemoth that preyed upon unsuspecting souls who dared to venture into its waters. The stories told of a creature with razor-sharp teeth, cold and soulless eyes, and a haunting cry that echoed through the night. The town's children grew up hearing these chilling tales, ensuring they stayed far away from the treacherous waters. However, the tranquility of Willowbrook was about to be shattered, as a team of intrepid scientists arrived in the town. Led by Dr. Amelia Carter, a renowned marine biologist, they were on a mission to explore Blackwater and uncover the truth behind the lake monster's existence. Driven by curiosity and a desire to unravel the mysteries of the natural world, they set up their research base on the lake's edge, determined to reveal the truth. As days turned into weeks, the team delved deeper into the enigma that surrounded Blackwater. Armed with state-of-the-art equipment, they meticulously scoured the lake, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive creature. Nights were filled with tension and unease, as eerie sounds echoed through the dense forest surrounding them. The scientists couldn't shake the feeling of being watched by an unseen presence. One fateful evening, as the setting sun cast an eerie glow over the lake, the team's efforts bore fruit. In a stroke of luck and scientific prowess, they managed to capture a creature from the depths of Blackwater. Excitement and trepidation filled the air as they brought their extraordinary discovery back to their research base. The creature was unlike anything they had ever seen before. It had an otherworldly appearance, a cross between a reptile and a fish. Its scales shimmered with an iridescent glow, reflecting the subdued light in the room. Dr. Carter could hardly contain her excitement. They had found a creature that was believed to be extinct for centuries. As the team began their research, they soon realized that this creature, once thought to be a terrifying lake monster, was merely a lost species long presumed extinct, the legendary Serenum draconis. It was a fascinating revelation, but little did they know that awakening this ancient creature would bring about a horror they could never have anticipated. With each passing day, the creature's behavior became increasingly erratic and violent. It displayed a voracious appetite, consuming anything that came within its reach. The once peaceful lake turned into a grisly feeding ground, with the water tainted by the creature's insatiable hunger. The townsfolk of Willowbrook, who had lived in harmony with the lake for generations, found themselves trapped in a nightmare they could never have imagined. The Serenum draconis, having awoken from its centuries-long slumber, wreaked havoc upon the town. Its monstrous form emerged from the depths of Blackwater, causing panic and chaos in its wake. The creature's horrifying screeches reverberated through the night, striking terror into the hearts of the townsfolk. Desperate and fearing for their lives, the people of Willowbrook sought refuge in their homes. But the creature was relentless. It tore through the town, its massive form crashing through buildings, leaving destruction in its wake. The once peaceful streets were now filled with the sounds of screams and the stench of fear. Dr. Carter and her team, burdened by guilt for unleashing this nightmare upon Willowbrook, desperately searched for a way to stop the rampage of the awakened Serenum draconis. They scoured through ancient texts, delved into folklore, and consulted with experts from various fields. Time was of the essence, as the creature's wrath continued to wreak havoc, leaving devastation in its wake. Their research led them to a forgotten legend, passed down by a long-deceased indigenous tribe that once inhabited the area. According to the legend, the Serenum draconis could only be subdued by a sacred artifact hidden deep within the heart of the forest. The artifact, known as the Amulet of Solitude, possessed the power to bind the creature and restore balance to the land. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Dr. Carter and her team embarked on a perilous journey through the dark and forbidding woods. They encountered treacherous terrain, menacing wildlife, and an overwhelming sense of foreboding. Whispers in the wind seemed to warn them of the danger that lay ahead, as if the forest itself sought to deter them from their mission. After days of relentless pursuit, they stumbled upon an ancient shrine concealed by overgrown vegetation. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy as they cautiously entered the sacred space. There, resting atop a stone pedestal, gleamed the Amulet of Solitude, an ethereal jewel pulsating with an inner light. Dr. Carter carefully picked up the amulet, feeling its power resonate through her fingertips. With hope rekindled in their hearts, the team made their way back to Willowbrook, determined to put an end to the reign of terror that gripped the town. As they returned to the chaotic scene, they were greeted by a landscape transformed by destruction. Buildings lay in ruins, the once serene lake tainted with blood and debris. The creature, now exhausted from its rampage, was momentarily subdued, resting near the water's edge. It seemed to exude an aura of sadness and confusion, as if the reawakening had brought it more anguish than liberation. With the amulet in hand, Dr. Carter stepped forward, her voice steady yet filled with empathy. She addressed the Serenum draconis, speaking words of understanding and remorse, acknowledging the pain caused by their unintended awakening. As she approached the creature, she held the amulet aloft, its radiant light bathing the area in a gentle glow. Miraculously, the Serenum draconis responded to Dr. Carter's presence. Its aggressive demeanor softened, and its eyes locked onto the amulet with a glimmer of recognition. Slowly, it approached her, drawn by the ancient power contained within the artifact. As the creature drew near, Dr. Carter carefully placed the amulet around its massive neck. In that moment, a profound transformation occurred. The Serenum draconis shimmered with ethereal light, its savage features replaced by a sense of serenity. The once terrifying lake monster became a majestic guardian, a creature of peace and harmony. With the creature now calmed and under the influence of the amulet, the townsfolk cautiously emerged from their shelters. They stared in awe and disbelief at the creature that had once instilled such fear, now standing as a symbol of redemption and forgiveness. In the days that followed, Willowbrook began its journey of healing. The townsfolk worked together to rebuild their shattered lives, while Dr. Carter and her team remained by the lake, studying the newfound relationship between the Serenum Draconis and its surroundings. It became evident that the creature's awakening was not a curse, but a reminder of the delicate balance between mankind and nature. The legend of the lake monster that turned out to be a lost creature thought to be extinct became a cautionary tale, a reminder to respect the world's mysteries and tread lightly upon its ancient secrets. And as the waters of Blackwater regained their calm, the people of Willowbrook learned to coexist with the reawakened Serenum Draconis, nurturing a newfound bond with the magnificent creature. They celebrated its presence as a symbol of nature's resilience and the importance of preserving the delicate ecosystem. Years passed, and the tale of Willowbrook's lake monster evolved into a legend of hope and redemption, shared among generations. The town flourished, its economy revitalized by the influx of curious visitors eager to catch a glimpse of the legendary creature. The once devastated streets now bustled with life, as locals and tourists alike reveled in the beauty of the town and its remarkable inhabitant. Dr. Amelia Carter became a respected figure in the scientific community, her groundbreaking research on the Serenum Draconis shedding light on the delicate balance between humankind and nature. Her work sparked a global movement, inspiring others to explore the mysteries of the natural world, while promoting responsible stewardship of the environment. Blackwater itself became a sanctuary, designated as a protected area to ensure the preservation of the unique ecosystem. Scientists, researchers, and nature enthusiasts flocked to the lake, eager to study its diverse flora and fauna. The Serenum Draconis thrived in its newfound role as a guardian, peacefully cohabiting with the inhabitants of Willowbrook and serving as a reminder of the fragility and interconnectedness of all living beings.